cannot get over this sheet. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's struggled a little bit with this animal and cotton reel idea. Hi there, I'm Bonita and I am the artist and creator at Teacup Girl. Welcome back to my studio and welcome back to another studio vlog. This studio vlog is basically some bits and pieces that I've been filming over the end of June. I have been very quiet in the studio more recently. We had a second sale, and while that went relatively well, it kind of didn't go as well as what I'd hoped or expected. So things, instead of being super busy for the last few weeks, have actually been rather quiet, and I've actually been taking advantage of that. I've had a bunch of things that I need to do with my children's schooling, so I've kind of been more orientated to family things at the moment rather than business life. So a few of these snippets that I've filmed have just been little random things that I thought you might be interested in. I went thrift shopping and picked up a few bits and I thought you'd like to see that. And I also have some new acrylic to unbox. I have had to go and find another supplier from my regular supplier. Not because my regular supplier's acrylic is bad, it's just simply they don't seem to be carrying the types of acrylic sheets that I need in stock as much as I would hope. I hope everything's okay with them. I'm not really sure what's going on because they seem to be kind of narrowing their selections down, which I understand as a small business you can't carry everything, but at the same time that's really problematic for me because I actually use a huge variety of acrylics in my design work. I do not like being limited, to say the least. I hate being limited in color choice or textures, and so I'm like, I need to find a way to get my grubby mitts on some of these sheets from somewhere else because I'm really unhappy that they're not in stock anymore and apparently aren't coming back. So that's been a whole thing. I got that shipment that I ordered the other day, but I haven't unboxed it yet because I want to open it with you and we can look and see if the acrylic's any good. Hopefully it is because I spent $400, $500 on it, so yikes, it better be good. Then what else? Hopefully you enjoy this video, so let's get on with it. So I just went to the post office this afternoon and did a giant post run, and one of the things about the post office in my area is that there happens to be a Salvo's right next door. And for those of you that don't speak Australian op shop speak, Sally's is short for Salvation Army and it's an op shop or a thrift shop, and I thought I'd stop by and take a quick peek to see if there was anything that caught my eye. I am looking currently for things to decorate a market table and just do some more product and promotion shooting. So I wanted to stop by and see if there's anything cute that I thought would go really well with the vibe and the type of product photography that I do. And lo and behold, there was. So let me show you what I purchased. I'll start with these absolutely stunning lace vintage doilies. These are just glorious. They're so soft. The cotton thread that was used to make them and the stitching is so dainty. And you might have noticed that I use a lot of doilies in my product photography. So I can never have too many of these because I like having the different patterns and the different colors to choose from. This was a set of 3 and they're all the same pattern, size and color, but that's actually a good thing because it means that I was thinking I could lay them side by side and you could get basically a nice long or large amount of background on them, because that's one of the problems with collecting the vintage doilies is often you only find like 1 or maybe 2, and so you can only use the one in your picture, and sometimes I find myself wanting a bit more of the doily in the background, so having a set of 3 identical ones will actually be very, very handy. I love these. These are completely and utterly the Teacup Girl vibe. Very happy about those finds. I also found this cute little basket. I liked the color and I really liked the pattern in this one. I thought it was quite unusual and I haven't really seen this kind of patterning before, and it's also a really good size. It's not too big. So I tend to have a lot of larger sized baskets, but this one I thought was a perfect small size, and I thought this could actually be really, really good for market table decoration, or just like maybe putting some product in it, maybe just decorating, or it could also be really good for photography in the background, like you could hang earrings from it and do some photographs on that. So I picked up this one and I don't know how much it was because I didn't have a price tag, but it wasn't expensive. My total haul was like $14 altogether. That was pretty good. Then I found this adorable little swan figurine, and I just thought it was really sweet and very cute. I kind of am tempted to paint an eye and then recolor the beak with some of my gold enamel paint pen, because I think I kind of want it to have a face. I do want it to have a face, but I love that it's like a little cup dish. I just love the color of the porcelain. I just think it's a very sweet little piece, very cute little knick-knack. Again, these sorts of things are great for photography backgrounds and just general decoration because, I mean, my space is very decorated. That is what I like. I'm very much like that Edwardian Victorian vibe where we just have all of the beautiful things around us, and as long as everything has a place and there's a place for everything, I think that style of decoration is absolutely gorgeous. It's maximalist to the max. And speaking of maximalism, I had to get another teacup, mostly because this one was more of a mug shape and I really like that elongated shape. I don't have a lot of really pretty decorated teacups that look like this with this particular shape, and I thought it was quite pretty. I mean, even the little base on the bottom, it has a tiny bit of gold left around the top, but not a lot. But the handle shape is really cute, and I really love the florals on it, and it's still in fairly decent condition. This one was $4, which is not too bad. Not too bad. The vintage china prices have risen so much. You used to be able to buy a vintage teacup and saucer for like $5, then it was $10, then it was $15, and now it's like $20, $25 for just a cup and saucer, and I'm just like, yikes, that is so expensive. So I often try and buy the ones that aren't like that expensive. You don't often find the nice ones for cheap. And my very last item that I purchased, I didn't buy a lot, was this absolutely amazing vintage frame. Can you see how gorgeous that detail is? It's metal, like tin pressed, with gold and cream enamel inside the gold, and that is lovely glass, and the shape is fantastic. Look at that. It's so cool. Like, you could have it this way as well on your wall. I think I'm tempted to do it lengthways because I really love that long shape, and I have quite a few odd corners in this room where you kind of actually would really go for either like a series of small frames in a row or a long frame could do it. So this one, I mean, unfortunately, none of the prints that I own will fit this frame. It's a very odd size. So I'm going to have to make some of my own art to put in this frame if I want to hang something on the wall with it. But I didn't care when I saw it. I knew I had to have it because it is just an amazing shape, and I absolutely love the frame details. It's really pretty, and you just do not find frames like this anymore. You do not. All the frames that you go looking at, like when I look at them, I'm just like, I don't even like any of these. Even the expensive ones I find are a bit ugly. So yeah, vintage frames for the win. I love this. I think the shapes are so cool because you just don't find like unique shapes like this anymore. So that was my thrift haul from today. I really love all these items and I really enjoyed shopping for them. And I hope you enjoyed seeing them. Anyway, I'll say toodaloo for now. going up to the gate without me? What you doing? Come on, we can go to the gate. Come on. Yeah. Hello. We're gonna go walk to the gate? Yeah. Oh, he says stop first. I need my carrot first because I was a good boy and I came. Here you go. Alright, you ready? I'm going to the gate? Okay. La, 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 la. So this order that I'm about to unbox is not from my new supplier, it's actually from Teacup, and they are the brand of laser cutter that I have. They also do a bunch of materials that you can laser cut and use for your business. So I've ordered a big box of acrylic from Teacup, and I'm going to open that now and see what we've got. It's actually a new type of acrylic in this box, so I'm kind of excited to see what it is. I hope it's the interesting ones, but we'll see. So let's do that. This is a really thin 0.25 millimeter. This is super thin clear plastic that I ordered. I don't know if it has... Oh, it does have masking on it. Okay, interesting. So this has masking on it, which means you can peel it and it'll be more shiny. But basically I was interested, I think you're supposed to be able to laser cut this. I double checked when I ordered it and it said that you're able to laser cut this. So I will be really interested to see how I can incorporate this into some of my design work, because basically options are everything and having some super thin options might actually be really good. I might not end up using it for anything at all. We shall see. Pretty sure I'll just be able to roll this up and store it in a roll. Whoa. Let's have a look at these other boxes of stuff, shall we? Let's switch this. I should go ask my kids if they want to play with it, because I'm pretty sure they will, and they'll build some sort of cubby house out of it. Well, as you can see, I've already opened the box. I did want to check what was inside because I thought that this was a different order. I thought this was some metal grills that I'm currently waiting on. I ordered them for market stalls, etc. And yeah, basically the grills haven't arrived yet. My acrylic did instead. So I'm going to open it up and show you what's inside. I'm going to have to be super careful opening this because I don't want to scratch it, and it is very thoroughly wrapped up. I love how they included this little sample of light blue acrylic. I don't know if they realized, but I didn't think I could get a hold of this glitter acrylic anymore. I've actually been using it up thinking that I'm not going to have any more. And then I opened the box and I saw this and I was like, is that serendipitous or what? I was like, oh my goodness, this is actually literally the same stuff. So this is good. It's not quite as smooth as the acrylic I have, which I don't like for glitter acrylic. I do not like if the glitter acrylic feels rough. So even though it looks super shiny, the texture to the fingers actually feels a bit lumpy and bumpy, like there wasn't quite enough acrylic. Oh, this has masking on it. Maybe it'll feel better without it. Let's double check that. Yeah, no, I can feel the glitter through. I don't like that, so I probably wouldn't purchase the glitter acrylic. But it's pretty. I'll show you the earrings actually. So this is what I've been making with it. And it's pretty much the exact same stuff. I just wish it was smoother. And I really do like how these earrings look. I think they're so shiny and sparkly and pretty. But I thought that once I ran out of this glitter, I would not be able to make any more of these kinds of the glitter forget-me-nots. So, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll put up with the texture. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not super, super happy with it though. Let's just put it that way. Alright. Let's get on with the rest of this unboxing.
How am I going to get into this without cutting the sheets? Oh my goodness.
Okay. Let's look at the first. Ooh. Oh, that is good. That looks good. Okay. Is it masked? This is looking really glossy, which is a very, very good sign. There are a few dust inclusions. Oh, and I just ripped the plastic up here. Okay, let's peel the other side. I'm really happy with the qualities of these. They're looking so good and everything is looking scratch-free. There's little to no inclusions. Like the front of this is actually pristine perfect and I am thrilled. I haven't unmasked everything, but oh my gosh, this is glorious. I don't even know if I have this color, like precisely as it is. I think I have something that is similar, but this is definitely more pinky than some of the other sheets I have, and I'm actually obsessed. I love it. That is gorgeous. Okay, now we have some glitters. This is a real test. I have been looking for a replacement for this red glitter because I use this literally all the time in all of my designs. What I do is I flip the sheet upside down and have, it's the same stuff. So it's a slightly translucent red. Yes. Oh gosh, I'm so happy. That is perfect. And what you do is instead of having this glitter side showing, well, what I do is instead of having this glitter side showing, I have it upside down and then it shows through this slightly translucent back acrylic and oh, it is stunning. I absolutely adore it. Now, this was one of the acrylics that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get any more of again because, like I said, my supplier is having a bunch of acrylics out of stock. So I am literally over the moon that I have this. And let's see, is this the frosted that I want? Oh, please tell me that's the right color and it's just dark because of the masking. This might not be the right color, so this might not be a good replacement one, which is a bit sad if that's the case, but oh well, c'est la vie, such is life. I've had two really strong wins so far. Yeah, no, that's darker than what I want, but it's still a really pretty shade of blue, so this will not go to waste. It's just not accurate to my previous design. So this is the blue translucent, which again I'm hoping is accurate for an old design of mine. You know what? I'm going to use a peeler for this. This
Round paper is just about impossible to get off by itself.
So I'm just gonna peel back a little bit of this corner. Oh yes, yes. This is the right shade of tinted blue for my forget-me-not brooch. So problematic because I don't have the right shade of frosted, but I have the right shade of backplate. So we'll see. Still, I love this blue. Again, really great to have that on hand. Oh, this is a peach. I haven't actually seen this color before, I don't think ever. See, let me show you a close up. This is like a really, really lovely peach. It's like quite orange, but I think that with the right color in the background, you could skew this to be super pink. And I just I don't know, I really like this soft tone. So this is a new color for the library, and hence I only ordered one sheet. Because what I'm really trying to do is, oh my.
It's glorious. I love it. It's so pretty. I'm gonna die. Look at it. Just look at it. Oh my gosh, just look at it.
Okay, so this is masked. You can peel it off and, oh my word. Okay, and it's masked on the back as well, which is giving it more of a blue tint. So I'm just going to peel back this back corner too.
I'm pretty sure. Is this masking or is this iridescent? Oh, no, this is masking. This is masking on the back.
Oh, look at that. This is literally stunning. If I was to buy this from my Australian supplier, it would be like $75 a sheet. I did not pay that much for this, and I am so thrilled about it. Oh, I can't wait to think of some very, very cool things to design with this. I'm like, my brain is just, I want to do all the things now. Okay, so next we have some fairy glitters. These are looking so good. And this green, which I also love. And finally, a nice sheet of dark purple, which again, I do not think I actually have in my acrylic library. I cannot get over this sheet. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so pretty. I want to stroke it. I want to pet it. It's my new baby. It's just, I cannot get enough of this. I am already like spiraling into 100 different ideas trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it, but it's gorgeous. Anyway, so that was a really successful unboxing. I am absolutely thrilled about the quality of these sheets that we have discovered. That's really, really good. I've found pretty much no inclusions except for maybe 1 or 2 spots on the back of the sheets, which is fairly standard. I prefer there not to be inclusions on the back because I use both sides of my sheets, but that's not typical. So anything on the back is kind of like counted as not really a flaw, but the backs of these so far have been quite pristine. So I am really, really thrilled about that. The backs, the fronts look good. We don't have any micro scratching. The acrylic feels smooth. There's no lumpy, bumpy, ripply bits where the sheet wasn't poured correctly. And all in all, the quality and price point was pretty much there. So I'm not going to stop purchasing from my Australian supplier. I absolutely love and adore them. I have had a really strong working relationship with them for many years. They've basically been with me since the start of my journey. Like, they helped me start Teacup Girl. They answered questions. They helped sort my files for me when I was a complete noob and I didn't know how to lay out for laser cutting. I would get things wrong and they would just send me a really polite, kind email going, oh, by the way, this is a thing that you might not have noticed. You'll need to fix this for your file to work, or they'll even fix it for me sometimes, and then they would circle what they fixed and point it out and just let me know so that I could learn from them, which I just think is just amazing customer service. They are fantastic and I love them. The main reason I went looking for new acrylic supplier, like I said in the beginning, was simply because of the amount of sheets that they have out of stock at the moment that I actually personally need to get a hold of. Look, it might not be a problem for some people, but it has been a problem for me with moving forward with some designs that I want to do. I'm like, well, I don't know if I can do this design because I just don't know if I'm going to have enough acrylic to make it. I don't know if I'm going to have enough acrylic to keep making it moving forward. So it just became a whole thing. Now I have in the past searched for acrylic suppliers from overseas. It's very difficult to find one of good quality. It's very difficult to find one at a reasonable price point as well, because by the time you count for shipping and everything to get it back down here, oh my word, it costs a fortune. These sheets were not terribly expensive. So the sizing overall is a lot smaller. This is only 4x3, which is Teacup Girl speak for 400 millimeters or 40 centimeters by 300 millimeters or 30 centimeters. So most of the time these sorts of measurements are done in millimeters because of the thickness of the sheet is usually measured in millimeters as well. So these sheets are all 3 millimeters thick, give or take about 10% positive or negative. And then obviously the size is spoken about in millimeters because of that. So, you know, generally shorthand for us in the studio is a sheet is either 6x3, so 600 by 300, or we'll call it a quarter sheet, or half sheet will be, what is it, 3x3, so 300 by 300. These are 4x3, so they're a little smaller than my normal working sheet, but I went and I did some very hasty math calculations with my awesome husband being the calculator for me, because I cannot do that myself. And actually, these sheets are not any more expensive than ordering from my Australian supplier, even with the shipping included. So I'm really excited about that. Not gonna lie, affordability is a huge issue for my small business at the moment. I am pinching my pennies in my purse. I'm like squeezing the purse strings tight, going, oh my gosh, I need to hold on to every single freaking cent that I can. If there's a sale, I'm on that. If there is anything that's cheaper, I'm on that, because okay, yeah, we've been over this. Like, you don't need to hear my story again. I have spoken about it enough. But yeah, having that second sale not really pop off the way I needed it to was a bit disappointing. Last year, it went absolutely mad. It was my best intake for the entirety of 2022. When I did a second sale, I doubled my normal sale income for that particular release. And I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. And I kind of had my fingers crossed that I would be able to do it again this year. That has not happened. We just did about a regular month's worth of income for that sale, which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was disappointing. I was disappointed for the results of that. I really was hoping that we'd kick on a little bit further, but you know what? It's okay, because I did make enough to cover my month's expenses, which is the main thing. And all the rest is just, you know, nice. Nice to have. Yes. So that's this unboxing. I'm very excited about these new acrylics. I do actually have some more new acrylic that I have to unbox, and that is for something else altogether, not for Teacup Girl. It is a new product that I'm trying to develop through Milk Cup. So I'm excited for that too. I will not show you that right now though, because what am I going to do next? I'm not sure. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you the new designs I'm doing in my sketchbook. So, shall we take a look at those? So as you just saw in the video, I was doing some sketching, and I've actually been trying to work on my new collection, and it's kind of eluding me a little bit because I'm struggling to figure out exactly what I want to do. I have the ideas in my head. I even have like the concepts and the visual of what I want it to be, but putting it out on paper, it's not quite turning out the way I want. So the first piece I did was some very rough stuff, but I like this embroidery hoop. So I haven't finished what I want to be in the center there. I'm going to just do that digitally. So I'm not going to bother drawing that all out on sketch because it's going to have to be tidied up anyway with the digital. So I like this embroidery hoop idea with the ivy and the violets around it. And I think that's turned out pretty well. I kind of know exactly what I want the acrylics to look like and how that's going to work. So that is also helpful. I'm pretty sure that design is ready to be digitized and good to go. Struggled a little bit with this animal and cotton reel idea. I wanted to do a rabbit because a couple of makers have already done bunny. I think it was a mouse and a cotton reel by Deer Arrow, and I'm not sure if Winter's Hearts did one and somebody else. I've seen this concept of the mouse and the cotton reel together before, but when I was Google searching to try and find the images to confirm what I'd actually, like what I know I've seen, I couldn't find them at all. And then I was looking on the Deer Arrow website, going through their archives, trying to figure out what they've done so that like I can do my own version without looking like I'm, you know, copying from their work. Couldn't find it, so I don't know what those brooches look like, even though I know I've seen them. I'm pretty sure what I've done is different. I really like the idea of this mouse kind of hanging off the cotton reel rather than the rabbit. The rabbit was not vibing. Like, I couldn't get the rabbit to work. I want to so badly, but I couldn't. So I'm like, I think I might be scrapping the rabbit and going with the mouse. But then that kind of ruins this idea because I was going to have a mouse sewing on this teeny tiny little quilt. And I like that idea a lot. But again, she hasn't really turned out like what I pictured in my head, which is kind of annoying. And so I kind of got stuck there, and I haven't done any more sketches on the pieces that I need to work on, even though they're there. I have a list. I need to work my way down that list. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and look at some inspiration for the mice first, because I have a very vague, well, it's not clear. I have a very vague idea in my head of what I want this all to look like. I know what I want the vibe to be. It's definitely like granny, all the granny farmyard cottagecore vibes is definitely what I'm going for, but it's just not working itself out into a brooch format. So I think I'm going to look at some things for inspiration to try and figure out exactly where I'm going wrong, and maybe just get inspired, because who knows, maybe I just need to be going in a different direction with these designs and like pick something else altogether. I don't know. I'm hoping I'll find out and figure out what the issue is. So why don't you join me while we look at some of the inspiration that I want to use for making my new collection. Well, that is all from me for this video. Thank you so much for joining me all the way to the end. You are so awesome. I appreciate that. And if you did make it all the way to the end, how about for a little secret message and something a bit fun, you leave me some bubble emojis down at the bottom, because I think that shiny acrylic that we unboxed looks like bubbles, and I want to do something bubble related with it. What do you think about that idea? I think it'd be really cute if I did like a little wooden bucket with maybe a little mousey having a bubble bath and his little back scratcher going and some bubbles floating up, and I use that kind of like crystally bubbly acrylic. What do you think about that idea? I think that would be pretty fun. If you did like the video, please don't forget to give us a like, because that would help immensely. I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications with your alerts so that you actually get notified when I upload, because it would be great to see you around. And with all of that said, I'm going to say bye for now. See you in the next one. My son is very enthusiastically and very loudly playing Rain World right now. And I've asked him to be quiet because I'm filming, but he finds it difficult because he gets so sucked into the game. So, yeah. Where was I? I don't know. Anyway, let's get this going.